A crucial conversation from a black male perspective, speaking to his black men. First and foremost, the reason why relationships and marriages don't really occur or be successful in the black community is because of us. First and foremost, we don't love ourselves enough to love our black women. We like to blame it on the non-existing of a father figure, but how long are we going to use that excuse? How long are we not going to work on ourselves instead of project that onto our black women? Because as black men, we understand that you are the leader of the household, regardless of the role that you play in the household, whether you're the breadwinner or not. Men, we need to understand that our fellow black women follow our lead. Now, this video is a one-way conversation, and this is for black men who want to date and marry a black woman. And of course, I'm not going to hit everything. I'm not going to mention everything, just like I did in the video yesterday. And people are going to take some things out of context, but I expect you to do so. This is not meant to be an easy conversation. We don't love ourselves enough to love our black women. And it shows and it reflects because we are the leaders. We are the trendsetters. We are the one who let them know how we would like to be treated. Whatever we accept, that's what they will give us. Because there's a lot of black women who wants to date only a black man. But when we are confused of who we are and where we are in life, they get confused. If the leadership fails, then the entire mission fails. That means that there are going to be laws just as well as U.S. laws. See, we have a lot of dusty dudes out there. We have a lot of deadbeats out there that have contaminated this space. It has contaminated the space so much that now our women are absolutely lost. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of men who disagree with this, just as well as a lot of women who disagree with this. But we are the ones who set the stage here. We are the one who put the goalposts into place and say, reach here. See, women wouldn't be the way they are if we didn't have a lot of dusty, deadbeat dudes out there setting the goalposts to a point where our women are subjective, gold diggers, manipulators, argumentative. And I'm not saying that you are an authoritative figure where you should be directing her as her father. No, she has a father. Even if she don't, you are not her father. Women will become whatever we want them to become. See, if black men didn't handle all of this argumentative nature, then a lot of black women wouldn't be argumentative. But here's the thing. If we're the leaders, guess what we got to have? We have to have our things in order. We have to have our situations in order. First and foremost, if you're going up to a female and you don't have yourself in order, you are not ready to date. See, this is about being serious. This is about being serious because I too have played a role in putting our black female in a position where they fail. We are setting them up for their own demise. Because early on in life, because we might not have had, or we did have a father figure, but we still went out with ill intentions of mentally harming our black females. You say how and why? Sex. There have been plenty of times where you and I have went on dates with the sole explicit reason of having sex with no intention of dating that particular female. Maybe it's the way she looked, how she spoke, what she didn't amount up to. It doesn't matter the reason why you automatically put her in the sex category rather than the dating category. This is a hard conversation because you know it's the truth. Automatically on that first date, you made a decision. You want to hit it and quit it, or you want to hit it and stay with it. You made that decision on the first date because you know why? Me and a million other guys did the exact same thing. We are the leaders of this. So when this occurs to a female over and over and over again, we are training them to be what they are now today. Argumentative. They don't trust us. They believe that we're unworthy. We are losing our black women to other races, just as though a lot of other black men have went to other races, but that's your prerogative, essentially. But I'm speaking explicitly to black men who want to date and marry a black woman. We have an identity crisis in the black male community. If you associate yourself with the LGBTQ community, then so be it. But guys, let's not straddle the fence on this one. Okay, let's not get on a seesaw and go back and forth. And I'm talking about you guys who are on the down low. I'm talking about you guys who are bisexual. You need to figure out what you are, because you are essentially destroying our black women. Because if we're the leaders, guess what happens to the followers? If you're the leaders, guess what the followers are doing? They're looking at you. You are leading by example. If you notice, as the black male, homosexual percentage has increased, so has the females. But here's the thing, whatever you want to say, you was born like this, that is your prerogative. I'm getting to the hallmark where there's those guys who are confusing our black females. And you may be 100% heterosexual. This is about dignity and pride. This is about a sense of self-awareness. This is about being a man. If you don't know how to be a man, just admit it. But there's help out there. You have mentors in all sorts of clubs that you can reach out to, but using the excuse of not having a father figure in the home is no longer an excuse when you start hitting your late 20s, your 30s, and your 40s. Then you're just a dusty dude, you're a deadbeat. You're just another Negro off the street that's doing nothing for our population, our community. See, what occurs when you're on the down low, you blur the line. You blur the line of what's fact and fiction. You blur the line of what is fact and fiction. And that confuses our black women. Because now, when you get a respectable man in front of her, and he doesn't want to essentially jump her bones or have sex with her immediately, this has happened to me. She asked me, she said, "Are you on a down low?" And at the time, this was the new term. I wasn't aware of this term. I said, "No, I'm not on a down low. I'm not married," thinking that it was some sort of code word that I'm married and I'm cheating. I said, "No, I'm not married." She said, No. Down low means that you have sex with men and women, or you date women, but you have sex with men. And I was like, whoa, no, I'm not on a down low. See, in my opinion, that's an identity crisis. You're confused about what you want. And that's what we need to understand here. So, as men, we love factual information. We like tangibles that we can go and reference in order to understand this. Okay. So let's break this down Barney style. Okay, I believe that is more pertinent than anything else. Right here is the black census respondents by sexual orientation. So if you take out the 3% lesbian here, you have 10% in the gay category. I'm not going to differentiate between the two. So you got gay and bisexual, that's still gay. That's just my opinion, okay? Because bisexual means you go both ways, so it's still gay when it comes to a male, in my opinion. So you have 10% here. You have other sexual orientation who didn't want to say anything. So we're going to count that as well, because if you're confused, you're confused. 14% here, and then 6% want to answer. Just add all this up together. So essentially, based upon this demographic, 76% of black males are heterosexual. So that means that 3 out of 10, roughly 2 to 3 out of 10 are homosexual. So that means that percentage in our population has declined. So now let's take, for instance, for the sake of argument, we're going to go with 7. So now we have 7 men. We have 7 men that are heterosexual for our black women. Now we need to go into another round, because this is the part that is really tough for us to really grasp. Income, employment, money. Because now that we handle the sexual orientation part of it, we understand, okay, black women, now you have 7 suitable black men to actually pick from. But the problem is, when we have demographics like this, and yes, you can factor in the system of oppression, the system of white supremacy, marginalization, disenfranchised, but there's still things that we can do to increase these percentages when it comes to blue collar workers, because we understand anywhere from $35 to $80,000 is where we fall. But men, if we fall in the 65 and up category, that's primarily enough to take care of family. Now, some women may not agree, but $65,000, believe it or not, if you don't live above your means, this is enough money to support your family. These are the things that we need to understand, because when we go to a female, first and foremost, we need to know that we are the leader. And that doesn't mean like, hey, woman, follow me. It has nothing to do with that. But women are watching men, and whatever we allow, they do. If women who are wearing bodysuits, and I know ladies want to hear this as well, you can wear whatever you want, ladies. But men, if we don't accept it, we don't accept it. And I promise you, I guarantee you, our black women will change. We have allowed this with the sagging pants. We had allowed this with overly sized clothes. We have allowed this with dressing ourselves with European culture. Gucci down to the socks, Fendi belts, Balenciaga shoes, Ray-Ban shades. Everything we are is a name brand from a European or white brand maker. So they follow our lead. Now that's what the women are doing. In order to support this habit that we have created for them, they're now doing all sorts of things in order to get this money to supply their habit that we created for them. It's kind of like the FBI introducing crack cocaine to the black communities. But now we don't have enough income to support our black women and our black families. We do not have enough income. And this is the problem, because when we really look at the numbers here, from age 16 and up, let me blow it up for you guys. This is black men. The median, okay, from 2018, we're only 2 years and 3 days from this statistic. So we need to understand that majority of us are only making $41,000. You cannot support a family with $41,000, and I got it. Some of you are going to say it depends on where you live. But let's create a story. You're a black man, single, no kids. You meet a female, single, no kids. You guys have a baby. Now, I hope that you will want to live inside of an apartment or maybe a house. But essentially, you guys have to grow together. It's $41,000 going to support you and your newborn. And then you're going to have another kid. This is how it is. Most women have 2 to 3 kids. Look it up for yourself. Now, I was the only child, but I'm an anomaly. It doesn't normally happen in the black community. Usually the black community have a brother or a sister. Most black women who want to have kids, most of them say, I want at least 2 kids. You're not supporting a family with $41,000. And I know some of you are going to be very argumentative about this number and say, well, if I live in Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, And you'll be right on some occasions. But what is the quality of living? We have to provide a safe environment and a home that she also feels safe and secure. And off of 41,000, that's not enough bread coming in, bro. We have to do better in this category. And again, I already factor in racial disparities, but ladies and gentlemen, that has not hurt a lot of other successful black men. So we can use that excuse at first, but then we got to start doing some side hustles to get this paycheck up. Going back to the percentage, or rather the hard number of the qualified black men that we have for our black women. We already took out 3%, or rather 3 out of 10 for those brothers who've chosen to be homosexuals, which is absolutely fine. That's their choice. So it's only 7. Now we have to figure out of that 7, the demographic, the certain regions that a lot of black Americans, a lot of black people are actually live in. So when I went to Washington, there was a lot of black women dating white men. I understood this. And I had to realize this. At first I didn't. It's the demographics. Because when you only have 10% in this area over here that they consider the West, think about that number. I believe in Washington at the time, the population of black people, period, was only around 7, and I think it rose to maybe 10 to 12% from people coming up from California. But it was nowhere near where some of the percentages that are in the South. See, I'm not about making excuses. I'm about giving you factual information. So if I just told you that 3 out of 10 of black males are homosexual, that decreased our population. And then I give you another percentage of the median income, that also declines the amount of black men that can absolutely support a black woman. And this doesn't mean that you absolutely have to 100% support her financially, but it means that you have your things in order enough to do so, because once again, you are the leader. And there's some women out there who want to sit at home and take care of the kids. If you're that type of man, then that's the type of woman you need to find. But if you are a man with expectations, then these are the things that you need to communicate right up front, because you are a man. I like a woman like this. I like a woman about her business. I like a woman to bring something to the table. But you do it in a loving and respectful manner, because you're setting the tone right from the jump of how you would like to be communicated with respect and kind and love. And if she doesn't reciprocate that, then that's not the type of woman you want. And even in that instance, do not, please, make the decision of now she is no longer dateable. She's just good to hit. She's just good to have sex with. We do this all the time. You know why? I have done it. You have done it. Your boys have done it. You knew absolutely from jump that when she started to speak, when she started to talk about her ex-boyfriend, when she started to downgrade her baby daddy, you automatically say, this is not the type of female that I want to be with. So you know what? I'm just going to hit it maybe 2 or 3 times, and then I pass her. That destroys our black women. That destroys our black women. In the black community, when it comes to our men, we have a lot of broken promises. We hook and crook, we coerce, persuade, and we manipulate our black women for one goal: sex. Sometimes we manipulate them even for money. You have a lot of dusty, broke down dudes out there who are absolutely leaning on our black women for their support. This is where we need to get off our ass and do something. This is not how it meant to be. Because the problem in our community is that we don't have unification, but it starts with the black men. Everything starts with you. You are the leader. Statistics don't lie while we're by ourselves, black men. See, you having sex with multiple females is not you in a committed relationship and you not in a marriage. It's you just going around having sex. That's not a relationship. Look at these percentage of the black community compared to everybody else. And sometimes, oh, we don't need to be like everybody else. With this one, I would like to be like everybody else. 48% of America is married, where the black community is 29%. And we understand, again, I like to take away the excuse that there are a lot of outside factors that absolutely contribute to this decline in numbers. But since we know that, right? When you know more, you do more. Never married, 50% of our community. Never married, 34% of America. Men, 52%, 48%. 48% when it comes to women. That's because of us. These statistics are because of us. And it starts with us and our communication. There's certain things that men just don't do, and you need to understand that from another man. See, we allow our black women to act out on us. Then we use that as an excuse to hurt them either verbally, physically, and mentally. We allow them to yell and scream and fuss and fight. We allow that. We allow that. If black men did not allow that, women would change. But it starts with us because we created an environment, we created a space where we have done them so bad that every black man after the one who did her wrong the first time, we have to make up for what the last guy did. And then when we gain her trust, we let her down. And we manipulate her mind like she is the problem. See, again, this is one-sided. If you notice, because, oh, well, you know, she could be better too. I'm not going there, just like I didn't do with the women yesterday. Because this is taking accountability for oneself and the roles that we play in our community. See, communities aren't nothing without men. Wars are feared by men. If the men not in place, our communities fall. Our communities fail. Our children are lost. Black women need black men. They need us, but we need to have our shit together, ladies. We need to have our things together, men, and we don't. We like to talk down to our women. We like to batter our women. You shouldn't be yelling back and forth with your lady. There's going to be some heated times where the emotions are rising, but as men, we need to come to a sense of consciousness where we just calm the hell down. See, but that's something you have to go into dating and your relationship and marriage prior to, with that mindset that, hey, listen, we can get upset, we can have our differences, but we won't be yelling, screaming, and calling each other out of our name. That's why you have women out here in bodysuits with fake butts, fake eyelashes, fake lips, twerking and doing all these other crazy things because of us, because we allow it. See, I can tell you right here, if men didn't excite or extenuate or cheer on this sort of behavior, our black women wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't, 30% of their bodies wouldn't be fake. But we had said, you know what? We love a big butt and a smile. So women are now going out and getting big butts and smiles and eyebrows and lashes and this and that and thighs and butts and whoever knows what else these black women are doing because of us. We are the culprit, believe it or not. Because here's the thing, if we didn't go to clubs and cheer that stuff on and pop bottles and wear Italian and European designer clothing, like, yeah, flaunting money, our women wouldn't cheer that on. We are the trendsetters. We have an identity crisis in our community, and it starts with the black men. It starts with the black men. See, you thought that when I did the video for the females yesterday that we were off the hook. Nah, we're the main source. We're the main problem. And I know some of you are going to disagree. I expect you to. But we need to identify in this theory of mine, what's the major problem? See, for the most part, I took out a lot of excuses from you guys. I took out a lot of excuses for you guys. Out of that 7 that we have left, every 1 to 3 males are in jail. Out of every 1 to 3 black males are in jail. So there's 2. So we got 7. So in 7, 2 times 3 is 6. So we automatically decline that 7 down to 5. So now we only have 5 black men that are suitable for our black women. I understand that there's a lot of racial disparities and disenfranchisement and marginalization and discrimination and racism inside that number. But nonetheless, out of 10, we only have 5 men that are suitable to date our black women. And out of that 5, I'll just do it right off the top. There's only 3 that are financially stable and enabled to take care of a black woman and their family. We have to do better. Don't straddle the fence. If you're gay, you're gay. That way our women are not confused. If you want a black woman, then start to train yourself to be a man from other older men who are sensible, who are knowledgeable, and with wisdom. If you don't make enough money, find out ways to increase your income so you are suitable for her. You come to her the right way. We are the leaders, and this weight is on our shoulders. I'm out.